51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, I will explain the shocking name change during qualifying, but for now, guys, we are back here. We are at Spa-Francorchamps, one of my favorite circuits on the F1 calendar. Let's take a look at the performance chart. Red Bull are still slowly but surely eking away from the rest of the grid. We've got Racing Point in second, ourselves and Rich Energy House racing in third. Please don't forget to drop a like down below. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. Ferrari are fourth, Williams fifth, Mercedes sixth, Renault 7th, McLaren 8th, Alfa Romeo Racing 9th, and Scuderia Toro Rosso are our 10th placed people. So stuff at this stage are looking very juicy to say the least about it.
It's qualifying time at Spa, one of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on in the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Guys, jumping straight into Q1. Guys, I had a little bit of a blunder. That's to say the least about it. As you guys will currently see, I put in a little bit too little fuel.
At the end of this lap.
Yeah, to end this lap. I ran out of fuel just before the final bus stop chicane. Well, the final corner, which is the bus stop chicane. So I felt like a little bit of a nunny. So in any case, we're going to have to go for a second lap here. And while this is Spa-Francorchamps, this is the longest circuit when it comes to distance on the F1 calendar. So let's go around it. First, through the first hairpin, we head downhill on our way to Eau Rouge. As you guys see, we head down the hill. Beautiful scenery as the fans on our left hand side as we go up through Eau Rouge, flat out here through Eau Rouge. Coming up through Eau Rouge, it is flat out ever since you go through that first corner. Now bearing all the way down this Camel Straight. Now coming into a very, very hard braking. So down all the way to fourth gear to get the car to turn in. Keep it in fourth gear as you head through the chicane, through this next 90-degree right-hander. It's a very fast sweeping corner. You really have to be on your feet there to make sure you don't make any mistakes. Through this downhill hairpin, very hard on the brakes as you slowly but surely increase the power to come out of that into a 90-degree left-handed corner, which is also a very fast corner. Now open up the throttle as much as you possibly can to head through this next section. One of my favorite corner of the whole Spa-Francorchamps. It's nearly flat out in these modern aerodynamic cars, but it is not flat out just yet. One day the cars will be there. As we head through this next part chicane, it just feels amazing when you hook up a lap here at Spa-Francorchamps. Basically the final two quarters now that, well, the second to last quarter that you have to brake for going through now, because this next section is all flat out here at Spa-Francorchamps. At Spa-Francorchamps, your engine is critical around this circuit. As we head through this final part flat out, don't even think about lifting or hitting the brakes. Now heading towards the bus stop chicane. We bump the car up to hard lap mode to get the max amount of power coming out of the corner. Clip the go on both insides of the chicane. Now open up the throttle and we're going to come across the line and we're going to be through to Q2. Oh boy. No. 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 Please be P15. Please be P5. Boy. Guys, I made a blunder with my fuel and with my pit stop strategy. Genius.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
It kind of feels like the end of the world. That was so bad. But in any case, guys, no points for Saturday, points for the race. Yeah, we're gonna have a fight in our hands. So let's head straight to the Belgium Grand Prix, yeah.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's talk about O'Connor. They're starting towards the back of the field today in a car that is fast, so they'll be disappointed, won't they?
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Faber, Raikkonen, Perez, Magnussen and Antonio Giovinazzi, Norris, Russell, Daniel Kvyat, O'Connor, Gasly, Grosjean, Alexander Albon and Lance Stroll. Butler, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, don't worry about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
Thank you, Jeff. Guys, that is a very straightforward message. Guys, we're going for gold here for this Belgium Grand Prix. We got a little bit boosted with our grid position thanks to penalties, but there's still a lot of work ahead of us, so please jam with me on the Formation app and don't forget to subscribe. Here of Season 2 as we head to 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go for the Belgian Belgium Grand Prix. A Mercedes and a Ferrari start on the front row. They actually lock out the first two front rows on the Mercedes and the Ferraris. Now heading into the first corner, Valtteri Bottas leads the way from our championship rival, Max Verstappen. Now with Lewis Hamilton starting up into P3. And in fourth place, it is Charles Leclerc with the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel chasing them down in P5. Heading up through Eau Rouge for the first time of our 22 laps here at Spa-Francorchamps. We now will see if the Ferraris have the pace to overtake the Mercedes in a straight line as Max Verstappen is showing the grunt of that Ferrari. Heading down the Camel Straight, heading into this chicane. Verstappen is on the outside, on the inside for the second part of the chicane. Valtteri sticks to the outside. He will have the inside for the third corner. Will he give back the squeeze? No, he doesn't. He leaves himself wide open as they head into the downhill braking point of the hairpin. Through the hairpin, Valtteri has got the inside, but Max will have the drive coming out of the corner. He gives Valtteri the squeeze as we head through this next section. It is still side by side, but finally Bottas yields and Max Verstappen has taken the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix. So it's now Ferrari first, Mercedes 2 and 3, Ferrari 4, Red Bull 5, and there's a Williams actually in P6. As you guys see, we jump back to our POV for our start of this beautiful race here at Spa-Francorchamps. You guys will see here that actually heading into the first quarter, it's very tight between myself and a few other cars. I give the Renault of Kevin Magnussen a bit of a squeeze there as we are just going through this next phase. We need to get the car on the track. We need to make sure that we stay in the slipstream of the cars because slipstreaming around here, just like at Monza, is very critical. By the way, the race we are heading to next on the calendar. So you guys see, I come up right behind Pierre Gasly, and the speed of this horse on a straight line is just awesome with the engine upgrades that we have put on the car. We go to the inside of the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen, I think that is. It's 3-1 heading through this next part. It is still 3-1. They forced me onto the outside edge of the track. But I've got the inside for the next corner. And unlike Valtteri, I give them the squeeze and I get myself up another few positions. I actually am not sure where I am now. There we go. We are already into the top 10. We are in P9. And we are now going to start to chase down Sergio Perez in the racing point. If we can. Guys, see, if you guys see, I went for the contrast strategy. I am on the mediums. Well, I'm starting the race on the mediums and I will later on go to the soft tires so I can have the grip advantage come the end of the race. Even though grip does not mean too much here around Spa-Francorchamps, it still means a reasonable amount, especially at the end of the race where my car is going to be much lighter on fuel. Oh, as I get a little bit of a track extension warning there. But at the end of the race, the car is going to be lighter fuel, so the soft tires are going to be used to the best possible purpose. Well, no, to the best possible amount. Sorry, my English is terrible today. But now, we will see how the race pans out furthermore. But we have to try and get into the top 5. That is the main goal. If everything goes well, we have to finish in front of Max Verstappen. But as things are looking now, Max is leading this Grand Prix and he will come across the line to end the first lap in P1 with Valtteri Bottas P2 and Lewis Hamilton P3 for Mercedes. Now heading through the first quarter, will Valtteri or Lewis have a go at Verstappen? I do not think they did. But guys, I think we head down to this is the start of lap 3. We jump onto one lap later. And now Charles Leclerc opens up the rear wing of his Ferrari with DRS activated. And he is going for a move on Lewis Hamilton. As we head into the chicane, Hamilton also has DRS off of Valtteri. But he pulled out of the slipstream of Valtteri to defend from Charles Leclerc, and that is where his mistake lied, because now Charles Leclerc has taken the last podium position away from Hamilton. As now we head on to lap 4, as you guys see, the two racing points are scrambling for position now, and now here I come, DRS open on my horse. Now we see there's no space between him. Oh my goodness, they just brake checked me. Guys, in F2, I nearly killed myself and two other drivers, the three other drivers. Here, I nearly get killed by somebody else thanks to a brake check. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at that. If I didn't have the reactions that I do, my race was over. And even with that whole brake check, I still go for the move on Lucas Weber. Oh my goodness. I'm not even halfway into the video and I've already had a heart attack. Are you kidding me? Oh my great googly moogly. But in any case, as you guys see, Max Verstappen is now breaking away from the field as his teammate Charles Leclerc makes a move on Valtteri Bottas to take P2 away from Mercedes. And guys, this is what I was threatened about. If Max starts pulling away, he is going to get a massive championship points gain in this race, because at this stage it is very clear that he is my main championship rival. And here is the man who has given his car to Max Verstappen, and that car is leading this race. The previous world champion, Sebastian Vettel, is trying to get something going for himself. Guys, he has not yet been on the top step of the podium with his new team, Red Bull. Do you call it a new team or an old team? Because remember, Vettel started his career as a Red Bull driver, well, as a Toro Rosso driver, then went to Red Bull. The whole point is, he won his first championships with Red Bull, so he has not had the re-welcoming at Red Bull which he wanted. But as you guys see now, Valtteri Bottas takes back P3 from Charles Leclerc, and Charles Leclerc is now under massive pressure from Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. But for now, Charles will keep that Ferrari at P3. Lewis is still P4 with Vettel P5. Now heading all the way on to the beginning of lap 7, guys. This is Charles Leclerc who said, enough is enough. I'm tired of Hamilton, I'm tired of Bottas. Let's get this move done and get this Ferrari to the podium where it deserves to be. It is already on the podium, but he wants the middle step of the podium. He wants P2. Right onto the brake is Charles Leclerc. He gives Valtteri actually quite a very aggressive squeeze there, heading through the chicane. Will he give Valtteri the squeeze that Max did it? Yes, he did. And Charles gets his Ferrari up into P2. But jumping to the end of that lap, guys, this is myself trying to defend from Lucas Weber. Remember, they still got the grip advantage on those soft tires. So sector 2, it's really hard for me to keep up with these guys. And as you guys see, myself and Lucas Weber go side by side through this final part of the track. Heading into the bus stop chicane, I will have the outside for the first part. He will have the outside for the second part. But we keep this horse in front of that racing point. And the second Red Bull of Pierre Gasly, who this season already is a race winner, is hounding us from behind. As we head on to lap 8, guys, you guys can see Lewis Hamilton is now hounding his teammate from behind. And well, you can actually say the leading Mercedes driver this season so far, Lewis Hamilton, is going for the move on his teammate. Heading into the chicane, he goes late onto the brakes just like Charles did. He gives actually Valtteri the same squeeze that Charles did. And I do not think Valtteri is appreciating this at this stage, guys. But Lewis Hamilton gets himself up into P3. And now, what has happened to Valtteri Bottas? Maybe that Mercedes has a problem, we do not know. But as you guys see now, heading through Eau Rouge, Vettel goes through as they head up through Eau Rouge. Does the Red Bull have the grip advantage? It seems like it. But now who's going to have DRS? They actually both have DRS. Oh, I actually forgot about Hamilton. And now it's a drag race. Red Bull, Honda v Mercedes-Benz. And now heading into the corner, Vettel has got the outside for the first part, inside for the second part. But it is side by side between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. But Valtteri keeps that Mercedes in front of Vettel just for this little piece. And as you guys see now, the rest of us are catching up to them because they are battling so fiercely. We jump back to the race leader, guys. I think this is the end of lap 9. And now this is Max Verstappen for Scuderia Ferrari jumping into the pit lane to get off of those soft tires and most probably running the mediums till the end of the Grand Prix. It might be the hards, but I think it's going to be the mediums. Yes, those are the yellow walled medium tires. And those are the tires that Max will run to the end of the Grand Prix. Now you guys see this is Lewis Hamilton also doing exactly the same as Max. And remember guys, this is where I'm going to keep going with my medium tires. But Max will come out in I think a fair bit amount of clean air here. Built up quite a very, very strong lead. And now Max Verstappen is out. Here you guys see this is Kevin Magnussen who is staying out one lap longer in his Renault. Coming out right behind the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. I don't think anything is going to come from that. Sebastian Vettel is now chasing down Lewis Hamilton. Let's actually see if Vettel can get anything done against Lewis Hamilton. As we jump to the end of the very next lap, guys, this is now Charles Leclerc, the second Ferrari driver, who is actually seeding out a very solid P1 and P2 for Ferrari at this stage, diving it into the pit lane from the lead of the Grand Prix, followed by Valtteri Bottas. And I think that is the racing point of Lucas Weber. It's either got to be Lucas Weber or Sergio Perez. He actually gets held up a bit by the racing point there. Does Charles Leclerc. Here is Pierre Gasly and the Red Bull. The guys I am fighting. And Gasly has got onto the hard tires. Wait, what? Why has Gasly got onto the hard tires? Red Bull clearly feel that their car doesn't have the pace on the mediums to get to the end of the race with to get to the end of the race in a competitive fashion. That's a really weird move. They put mediums on Vettel's car, but they put hards on Gasly's car. That really just doesn't make sense to me, guys. But now you guys see it. This is Valtteri Bottas going for a move on Sebastian Vettel. You guys see he pulls to the inside. Will Vettel have successful defense against Valtteri Bottas as we head into the chicane? Ooh, that's very close for contact between those two. But Vettel keeps the move. And in the background, you guys see the racing point gets past the Williams. Now it is my turn. At the end of lap 11, on to lap 12. to come into the... Oh, actually not. I'm still staying out. I think we might be running through the top 10, guys. I am leading the way in my Rich Energy horse racing car. And as you guys see, Max Verstappen is already starting to close me down quite significantly in P2. So he is now the net race leader, but he is at this stage in P2. P3, it is Charles Leclerc. So it's a net P1-2 for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton P4. Sebastian Vettel P5. Valtteri Bottas P6. It is actually, that's Sergio Perez in P7, Lando Norris P8, Pierre Gasly P9, and Lucas Weber is the second racing point to round out the top 10 here at Spa-Francorchamps. Guys, now heading on to the end of the next lap, lap 12, is when I called it quits on these medium tires because I knew my software will be more than able to last to the end of this Grand Prix. Unlike in F2 where you thrash the soft tires so quickly here around Spa-Francorchamps. There I released Max Verstappen, my championship rival, back into the lead of this Belgian Grand Prix. As you guys see, mediums or soft on. Oh, those soft tires look so sexy. They look so sexy. And as you guys see, now this is my POV. Let's see where we come out for the remainder of this race. We are in P10 at this stage.
Stop once now, one stop left.
Jeff, have you been smoking something that I don't know about? We're not stopping again. We're running to the end of this race. Guys, we come up between Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly in P8. And now it is already time to start making our presence felt here. Overtake mode on the ERS. Let's open up DRS. We pull to the inside of Lando Norris's Williams. And now as you guys see, we go to the inside. Valtteri Bottas ahead of us goes for the move on Sergio Perez, as Hamilton and Vettel are also fighting. There's fighting all the way through this little part of the grid, guys. And as you guys see, Perez and Valtteri hold each other up as they fight. I've got the superior grip as we head into the hairpin. Oh my word, that's 3-1. That's not a place to make a move, but we make a double move stick thanks to the grip advantage on Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. Guys, here's the replay. Look at this beautiful move from my side. You just dive it up the inside. That is beautiful. There is a little bit of contact. There is not enough space for 3 cars there. But I feel all is fair in love and war. And that was an opportunistic move which paid off massively. Here's the POV from Sergio Perez, guys. You guys see he gets a terrible corner exit along with Valtteri Bottas. And they just leave the door wide open. But look at Perez, how he's squeezing Bottas. Oh my word, that was a little bit dirty from Checo. Checo, we're watching you, my bud. We're watching you. And now, as you guys see, I'm going to chase down this pair now of Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, who are fighting hammer and tong for the final podium position. It is Mercedes power via Honda power in the back of the Red Bull. But wow, look at Lewis Hamilton as he just blasts past Sebastian Vettel to take back the final podium position. But guys, now we head on to the end. I think this is, the start of lap 16 or 17. We're round about there. And as you guys see, I have cruised up onto the back of these two beautiful cars. And now it is time to make my presence felt because I've got a car in the same class as them. And I am on the quicker tire. So it was only a matter of time for me to catch these guys up. So you guys see, I go for the move around the outside of Vettel. Hamilton leaves the door open, but there's just not enough space for me at that stage. Maybe we're going to try and move the next lap. We should not make any stupid mistakes, guys. No, guys, this is lap 17. To the previous lap was lap 16. We are now on lap 17. But I can't afford to make any stupid moves. So far, this has been an absolutely brilliant drive from my side. Starting P14 on the grid. And now fighting ourselves all the way up back into a podium position. Hamilton will have no answer for us. And now he's even going to be under pressure from Sebastian Vettel. Vettel looks for a move, but there is just not enough track to go for a move. But as you guys see, we head to the start of the next lap, lap 18. And I have already bolted away from these two. And now it is Vettel's chance to pounce and take P4 now away from Lewis Hamilton. There is no hopes for these guys anymore for a podium. The two Ferraris are far, far away. And I am going to start chasing down Charles Leclerc. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to chase down Charles Leclerc. But we are holding on to a positivity within us. Because hopefully something gives and we can chase down Charles Leclerc in the second Ferrari to take P2. Minimizing the damage that Max Verstappen is doing to us within the championship. So you guys see here, Vettel and Hamilton are still battling away. They are just swapping positions each and every lap. As now we head on, I think this is on to lap 21, guys. There's only 2 laps to go. And now this is Vettel trying to go for a move on Hamilton once again. Vettel has got DRS now. Hamilton does not have DRS because he is way too far back from me. And now Vettel has got himself back up into P4. Vettel is actually having a really strong race, guys. But can he keep that Red Bull ahead of the Mercedes as he goes to the beginning of the next lap? And now Lewis is doing exactly the same that Vettel does to him. It's just like constantly they are swapping around these two. Hopefully Vettel can go for a move somewhere at the end of the lap. Guys, wait, this might be lap 22. I think this might be the final lap. I might be getting the laps wrong here, guys. Oh, that's very close between Hamilton and Vettel as they head up through Eau Rouge. That was so nearly contact from Vettel and Hamilton's side. But now with that move, Vettel went through the DRS detection zone behind Hamilton, so he will have DRS in front of Hamilton. And now, guys, I think Vettel has just sealed himself a P4 in this race. If it wasn't for me, he would have been on the bottom step of the podium. But now, guys, Max Verstappen, my main championship rival, has driven a flawless race for Scuderia Ferrari. He is going to go through the bus stop chicane for the final time to win the Belgium Grand Prix. I am not very excited because this makes my championship just so much harder. But Max Verstappen takes the win here in Belgium with his teammate Charles Leclerc making it in Ferrari 1-2 here. And I will come across the line to finish P3 here in Belgium and absolutely brilliant recovery drive from ourselves. Yeah, baby!
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I have to give it to O'Connor. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Devon did much better in today's race than he did in qualifying. Were you expecting that? Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out this season?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Guys, what a Belgium Grand Prix. Oh my goodness. Look, guys, I would obviously have liked to have won here in Belgium, but starting P14 with the competitive grid we have at this stage of the season, I think getting to a podium is, we did more than was expected of us. This was an absolutely excellent race, and I'm speechless. This horse is really starting to come into form, and this horse is starting to show massive potential, and the pace is there. We can win this championship. I know it. We're just going to have to fight really, really hard.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
Why, thank you, Claire. I think this was a brilliant weekend. Qualifying excluded, this was really, really a strong weekend for us in Rich Energy horse racing. But guys, that has been this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Please, if you like what you've seen today, I think my drive from P14 all the way up to P3 deserves your like. So please go down below, hit the like. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. Also, guys, if you've really liked what you've seen today, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode of Turbo Fox Races. And finally, if you've really loved what you've seen today, guys, please share this video with your friends. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. No, to 100 and then 200. But it's only going to help if you guys help me. So please share. I'm crazy about you guys. I'll see y'all for the next video in Italy at Monza. Cheers!